Alright, you guys. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is set to release in like 60 some days or something. And this is probably one of my most hyped games for the year. And honestly, a lot of my hyped games going into 2023 have already released. And now I'm kind of just chilling back and letting the games come to me. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is one of the games on that has yet to release yet in 2023 that I am super pumped about this. Between Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Bros. Wonder dropping on the same day, I don't know which game I'm gonna choose, which one to play first immediately. They're both, I'm gonna find a way to play both of them day one. But yeah, it is gonna be a pretty crazy day, and overall I'm just very hyped. And I thought this was kind of the consensus, and I thought this was kind of the consensus between a majority of people, specifically Nintendo fans. I thought this would be Nintendo fans flag in the ground, this is gonna be the greatest game 2023 aside from Tears of the Kingdom. But recently, this game has come under some scrutiny, so it's been taking some hits, going under fire, and I kind of want to talk about the reason why. So you're either on two sides of this. I don't really see a lot of people in the middle. There's very much people who are saying Super Mario Bros. Wonder not having online is a done deal. This game is going to be terrible, whatever. And I see other people saying that this game doesn't need online, that Nintendo doesn't need online. Why do you expect that from Nintendo, etc., etc.? And there's no one really in the middle. This is where I come in, because I stand firmly in the middle of both camps. First things first, let's talk about online and Nintendo's history. Nintendo doesn't have a great history of providing great online service. And I mean, honestly, what can you expect? You're spending $20 minimum for their online. They don't really have great infrastructure. They've never been on the forefront of the online technology, etc. They weren't like Xbox or even PlayStation, who adopted it pretty early on. So I'm not gonna say what would you expect is Nintendo, blah blah. I am gonna say though, if this game had online, how well do you think that online would really service you? And I know that's not a good reason, right? If online isn't good, Nintendo should make that a priority. They should be good at this. They should be better at this, because a lot of people want to play games with their friends across the country, across the city or whatever the heck. People don't want to leave their homes for whatever reason. And I get it, because yeah, that's modern era. That's gaming in 2023. People play online, and that just makes sense. I will say again, Nintendo doesn't have a great history with this, and if they were gonna tack on online to Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I'd rather them not even attempt it if they're not gonna do it justice. I'd rather them spend that resources on making this game as great as they can, because in my opinion, a tacked on multiplayer isn't worth it. So I think, and this is where we gotta start coming into gaming and what people do well, what people don't do well. Nintendo does not do online well. What do they do well is that core gameplay, right? Nintendo knows where they're strongest in, and that's their gameplay, that's their art design, that's their colors, that's their fun, entertaining, accessible type games. That is their bread and butter, and it's been their bread and butter for a really long time. And online isn't. And yeah, you can say Nintendo needs to work on this, Nintendo needs to get it together sometime eventually. Yeah, sure, why not? They should do better at this, but I'm not gonna hold them to it personally, just because again, if I want to play an online game, there's better options in 2023 than Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Sorry, but that's just what it is. For me, this game looks like a great gather around the couch, play with your friends, play with your family, and that's how I play. And I think a lot of these people are trying to paint the image that people don't live with other people anymore. People don't have friends. People don't leave the house. That's the image some of these people are trying to portray. And that's the image that I see the people who are most salty about this are saying, oh, I want to play with my friend online that lives across the country. Okay, that's cool, but this is the real world, brother. I'm sure there's someone nearby you that lives by you that can play with you. And sure, yeah, there's a time, right, about it. You're not always going to have the time to get together and play this game. That's fine. But when you do get the time, you do get together, it's going to be a fun time. And I don't know, I guess it's just me. I'm talking from my own specific experiences. I have my wife, I have my son who I can play this game with, and we're gonna have a blast playing this game. Every now and again, me and my brothers get together and we play games locally, whether it be Street Fighters, whether it be Mario Party, Mario Kart, whatever the heck. This is going to be a great game to add to that addition of us just getting together and playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So again, this might be just me putting my own like bias into it, my own experiences into it, but I'm pretty sure majority of people who play on Nintendo Switch have someone nearby, have a friend, have a family member, a mom, a dad, a kid, a wife. Because some of these people are, again, they're trying to paint the picture that, oh, we're adults and we live alone. And sure, maybe some of you guys do. But that's not everybody. And I'd likely say that that's not majority of people. Because in today's economic like environment, most people require at least a roommate to pay bills. So I don't know. I feel like this is very much like a small percentage of people's problem. And those are the people that are very, very upset by this. And the people who generally just do not care because this is not what they considered or even thought about, this isn't a problem at all. And that's the reason why I think a lot of us aren't really speaking up about it. Like, for example, I didn't say much about it because I didn't care about it too much because it didn't bother me or affect me. But now I'm hearing a whole bunch of people kind of almost like slander this game and a little bit of Nintendo. And I'm not even like the biggest Nintendo person, right? I love Nintendo, I love Nintendo Switch, but it's not my primary place I play games. So it wasn't really, again, something I wanted to speak on originally. But when it comes to Mario, when it comes to my boy Mario, I'm always going to come to bat for him. I'm always going to defend him as long as the games are good. And you know what? This brings me to the next point of this video, and that's the fact that Super Mario Bros. Wonder looks freaking amazing. The animations, the colors, the environments, the game designs, all like the wonder seeds that switch up gameplay. All these little intricate things that are applied to the 2D Mario game is so next level Mario 2D in my opinion. And I'm glad that they focused heavily on that and not tacking on online. This game looks like the next evolution of 2D Mario, where every character plays different, every character has their animations, the enemies are running away from turtle shells, everyone is voice acted differently with different emotions and facial expressions. Again, this is what I care about. The game, the core game. When I play this game primarily, because I primarily want to play this game by myself, because that's the way I like to play 2D Mario. When I do get the chance to play with other people when possible, I'm hoping that the multiplayer works in a way that doesn't hinder these fun little intricate details that make this game so special. New Super Mario Bros. That series was fun and chaotic when you played multiplayer, and I get it. It was like one of those party things that no one really took seriously. But if you really wanted to get to the game, you had to do it yourself. There's no way you're doing 4 people and completing that game. It'd be too annoying. You'd go drive yourself crazy. One person wants to go for the gold coin. One person wants to speed run the level. It's a whole mess. So I'm hoping the multiplayer in this game doesn't really hinder the experience. And from what I see, everyone having their own different animations and somewhat different play styles. I'm hoping that adds a little bit of like fun, and I hope they play into different levels of this. Ultimately, the game itself looks just freaking phenomenal, and it bothers me again that people are trying to like spin this narrative that online not ruin the game, because I think everyone's in the consensus. Everyone's in the same consensus that this game looks amazing, it's gonna play amazing, and it's gonna be a hit for Nintendo. I don't like people throwing the whole online thing into this, because again, I feel like this is a small majority of people who really care about this, and I feel like whenever they complain about it to other gamers that play other multiplayer games, you just see eye rolls, because it's just like, dude, no one cares about playing 2D Mario online. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. There's a bunch of Nintendo games that have online that are better suited for online multiplayer. Things like Splatoon, things like Smash Bros, things like Mario Kart, which again, in their own mess, don't have the best online in the game, but they have better online that is like built in and kind of like adds a little bit more to the game than, again, a 2D Mario or like even a 3D Mario. Again, these are just games that I don't see that necessarily need online. And you can sit there and say, oh, well, you're giving Nintendo a pass. When Xbox was getting rid of split screen in Forza, I saw a lot of people step up and say split screen is archaic. No one needs split screen. Split screen in Forza was never even that great to begin with, so why do people care about it? I care about it because I play locally with like people around me. That's the way I like to play multiplayer games sometimes, and I like to have that option. Now, them removing it doesn't piss me off to the level of like, fuck them, fuck that, this. But it's something that I get it. Options need to be in games, but at the same time, if the game itself is primarily a great game, it's not gonna take away anything for me, in my opinion. Again, this is all just my rants, my rambles, my opinions. This video has dragged on a little longer than I expected, so I'm just gonna end it here. Do me a favor, you guys, like the video. If you guys like the video, please consider subscribing, as that does help me out tons. And with that all being said, I'll see you guys on the next video.